So this monster, Jose Diaz, connected to my enemies, his family won Grammys, stalking and trying to copy my book. They won Best Audio Children's Book, copying my audiobook, The Grinch of Whoville, that I created a symphony with. Lawless Team Game, made from terrorizing me because I'm related to A-list celebrities. They did an illegal experiment against me. I'm a victim of crime survivor. They've tried to silence me. My abusive ex is retired NFL Raider Lester Hayes. Their families are friends of his. He's on my lawsuit with their friend, racist DACA government employee, whose boyfriend is Cop Gonzalez, and she denies a criminal history, child abuses, DUI, disorderly and a drug felon family, HUD fraud, and has her media friends connected to Cop Torres and Laura Torres of the county, Victor Bautista, his cop family from Woodland, and Tom Torres related to KCRA 3, and Lopez related to Tony Lopez, related to cop Tom Lopez of CBS, Sacramento, and they're related to Javier Becerra's family right there, so they're all connected. Damn, what is this? Of course, more Raiders and Dodgers fans? That's odd. From the Lopez and Lara family? What is this? Oh, and the Campos, related to Enrique and Jesus Campos, convicted murderers, and their cop mafia connect with Cop Bautista of Woodland. That's fascinating. Mendoza. Are you sure it's not Mentidosa? Yeah. Anyways, so as I was saying, they're also connected to the media, and the Lara family related to David Lara on Sacramento Megan's Law, related to DOJ Dick Baeza, married to KCRA 3, Leticio Ordez, friends of racist DACA government employee that has tried to silence me with them, from a lawless team game made from terrorizing me, but also connected to the Padillas, related to government official AlexPadilla. They hack my phone. They chase after me musically, from the lawless team game made from terrorizing me. They all want something, from Grammys to this or that, the other. They make conspiracies against me. Nobody will petition my lawsuits. They collaborate with the federal court system because they're Mexican mafia related to cops, where Judge Walk covers their ass, from the Figueroa cops that work with Gavin Newsom, and he appointed Judge Walk on Yolo Superior Court, and they all gaslighted my lawsuits against them at the federal court level, 321 CV 00994. They've committed espionage, which, if they were white like Julian Assange of Breitbart, they would be throwing their own shit at each other in prison and be held hostage for 12 years. But instead, because they're Mexican, they get to run amok in communities, blacklist me from medical health care when I get sick from their goddamn voodoo, to tormenting me, terrorizing me, spying on me from the TV, hacking my phone, hacking my bank, hacking my mail at the post office, I have no privacy. They live rent-free in my head and at HUD illegally. Yeah, so while tons of people are homeless, and the majority of that demographic are white people whose ancestors built the United States, they are the indigenous, where they're offspring of Vikings, were the very first indigenous of the United States that were here since AD, and they had enslaved the Irish, the very first slaves in the United States, not black slaves, where black slaves also enslaved black people, freed black. They were aristocrats in this time, where black people also enslaved black slaves and white slaves. Native Indians are not black unless they are Creole. Iroquois, that's Canada. These are French Canadian Native Indians. They are the first Creoles. They came down from Canada, and they are the other indigenous after the Vikings and the Irish. And they were here before the 1400s, when Spain came here to enslave them and then take over and enslave Africa and the Caribbeans. They also enslaved the Irish and sold Irish into slavery in the Caribbeans of Jamaica and Barbados to black slave masters. Ottoman Empire. Where is the Ottoman Empire? It's where North Africa on the Mediterranean, Arab people enslaved Europeans for 800 years. The longest history of slavery, other than Asians like Koreans and Chinese that are currently enslaved, and yet nobody makes mention of Koreans being enslaved or Chinese people being enslaved. They don't make mention to prison camps that have sold a Muslim Asian in China. Muslim Asians, they sell their body parts on the black market. They enslave them in prison camps. This happened not this last Olympics, but the Olympics before in China, where they vaguely did an interview on the Uyghurs. Yet for some reason, I can't get an interview. And they did not halt the Olympics, and they did not slam or make any type of protest against these innocent people being enslaved in China. Isn't that fascinating? And it's been nearly 20 years and I can't get an interview. Yet they will continue to blacklist me from everything. They will promote Pedogate, P. Diddy Gate at the Grammys and all the celebrities of P. Diddy Gate. Kendrick Lamar was sponsored from Beyonce and Jay-Z. And they were entirely involved with Diddy Gate. Tons of celebrities involved. Nobody cares. They have hired local riffraff, and they have protected and promoted pedogate Latinos to get into the celebrity door, not only to terrorize me with their bullshit music and chase after my guitar and an assortment of my music that I make and try to see if they, I'm the room, right? Everybody wants to chase and beat the room. Yeah. It's a lawless team game made from terrorizing me, an illegal experiment of violating my civil liberties. 30 lawsuits. They all get gaslit. And no interviews. I'm so blacklisted that I can't even get an attorney. Yet rapists and murderers get attorneys all the time. But I can't get an attorney. I'm on disability for being a victim of crime survivor. Yet I make symphonies and jazz ensemble music alone. I have albums. I make a guitar album and DJ and have some raps in my music, renditions radio station. I have nobody. But yet I'm related to A-list celebrities, and my military Secret Service cousin, Aaron Boogie Jr., his father, is senior, and he's BLM, and he does hair for black celebrities like Snoop. And him and Aaron's godfather is Russell Simmons. And he's staying in Bali for obvious reasons. They do all these conspiracies for nearly 20 years while covering each other's ass and spreading lies about me, covering my incest child fingers rapist, older sister Gina Pickett Prince, and her LGBTQ firefighter daughter Nicole Herrera, whose brotherhood is Stella raping Sarah Clark, whose family works at the city of Davis, and they're friends of my molester, felon child rapist Ron Herrera on Davis Megan's Law, and Jennifer Herrera that raped boy Marvin in 2012, related to former MLB MC Hammer. A slew of their family are connected to my abusive ex-retired NFL Raider Lester Hayes. Every year at the NFL and the Super Bowl, they have terrorized me, from local butterscotch, a reject of AGT, who's Nicole's friends, LGBTQ butterscotch. They left them on the Super Bowl commercial, and Amanda Gorman at the Biden administration. They allowed her not only to give the inauguration speech, but also recite a non-poem at the Super Bowl, because she's related to Sacramento cops and employees at the Capitol, and is absolutely not a poet, and knows nothing of civil rights, is a graduate of Yale, and her black family are cops that kill black people. Except for, of course, their attorney relative, Ben Crump. I don't know how they do that, but maybe we should ask his pal, who is, he sued cop Anthony Figueroa for beating up a black man in 2016. I was trying to remember what his name was. Attorney Burris, John Burris. Total racist. Unless you're a Black Panther or a white trash mother that lives in an alleyway whose son was killed from cops, you're not going to get help. Or, of course, if you're Celeste Guap, who's a Mexican that changed her name to an Arab name, and a prostitute, a teenage prostitute that was raped from a bunch of cops because she sold herself to them with the help of her dispatch employee family, her parents that worked dispatch in Oakland. All the way up and down the coast, she was prostituting, and then had the audacity to win almost $1 million for her own cop family prostituting her. It's not that I am in disagreement that some of those cops belonged in prison, but some of those cops also killed themselves in that trial. And Celeste should not have gotten not one fucking penny. So, corruption everywhere, and nobody gives a shit about any of it. And now we have Trump. Now, see, we don't need Trump just to, open up the borders to let out all of the illegals that are savaging American resources and making more homeless people in the United States and taking tons of resources for themselves illegally. $40,000 a month is given to many illegals that just come in from the border, courtesy of Gavin Newsom. And allegedly Trump plans to fix that problem. But where is that money going to go to now? We do not need Trump to make America great again. We need Trump to make America again. The atrocities that I have endured and survived are horrendous. My military cousin's mother is my cousin Tasha, who's friends of Diane Rivas, who's related to government official Robert Rivas, who was on my lawsuit against this racist DACA government employee that put a civil non-criminal restraining order against my free speech after I reported her child abuses, DUI, disorderly and drug felon family, all to which she says she doesn't have that and I've slandered her name. Hence the Civil Order 2020 CV. CV is for civil. 1043. And they ignored my counter order 2020 CV 1157. 5 years. I'm on disability for being a victim, a crime survivor. She's tried to silence me and then spread lies about me everywhere. And yet there's no indication in her civil order of any crimes from me. In fact, she tells her cop Gonzalez boyfriend that she never sees me, doesn't fear me, and that I'm not a harm. July 2020. It's an exhibit of a police report that she included in her civil order. I wasn't there at the hearing, so the federal court says that hearing doesn't even count. I wasn't even present, and they ignored my appeal, also against the law. And then when I appealed, when they tried to deny and close my case, when they sent it to Sacramento from San Francisco, where Judge Chen, a communist judge, said that they are protected municipalities and they are allowed to be corrupt, malicious to the point of killing people and making grave decisions on their lives. And this is what taxpayers are funding. We have a broken system. A broken system. They then sent my case against them to Sacramento because they knew that they would shut my case down as soon as they possibly could, even though the appeals court of the Ninth Circuit stated in March 2021 and in September 2021 that they were supposed to stop labeling me as a vexatious litigant, meaning that my claims were not merited. They were to stop doing that. And Judge Barnes was supposed to make them stop. But because they had an illegal who barely spoke any English, refusing to stop labeling me as vexatious on all of my claims at the court, is astonishing. So Troy Nunley, who had denied all of my other claims against the MLB and the NFL and ESPN and all of DirecTV and the cable companies and NASA and celebrities and Lester Hayes and the NFL and my county and the city of Davis and cops in San Francisco and Sacramento and everywhere, denying those claims as delusional. No, nobody's saying anything about you. No, there's no campaign against you, no cabalism against you. Nobody has said anything about you or done anything or spied on you, espionage, or made any sort of claims against you at all. Miss McDaniel, you're delusional. And so I ask, why isn't anybody petitioning? They have gigantic fuckballs to make hate crimes against me everywhere in my community and get that sponsored from the fucking douchebag media whore system that has no FCC guidelines to the bullshit that they air, harassing the crap out of me for fucking years, getting everybody to blacklist me for years. They also live rent-free in my head and do karmic exchange voodoo with black celebrities and Mexican mafia and white trash masons and a slew of gamer society that do cult purge. They have legalized and normalized killing people as long as you do it from voodoo. Then apparently that's the clause covered under the law. Well, I say we go on a witch hunt. And I say we start burning bitches at the stake. Because their Salem Witch Project that has gone global, killing people, massacring nations in a totalitarian world, is entirely unacceptable, entirely un-American, and entirely corrupt and evil as hell. And then the audacity to pump God to defend this type of bullshit rhetoric that allows them to be evil and hateful, jealous gamers that put voodoo on people, making them sick and or killing them, just because they don't get their fucking way, or because they don't like you. And churches everywhere filled with sorcery. Oh, but I must be bad because I say choice words like fuck. Oh, am I going to be canceled? Well, if the shoe fits, right, then no black person should be pissed off at any type of comment that I would make. Especially because I'm mixed, right? They don't mind using me. But they sure won't help me because of the color of my skin isn't brown or black. Well, neither is Mariah Carey's, of course. And she's less than a fourth black, but claims to be black. I just claim to be mixed. And mostly white. And my white indigenous ancestors built the United States. And my people have always been in the United States. I have a natural inheritance to its sovereign liberties and freedoms, to which have been denied me. I'm from a generational military family. My grandfather grew up as a white boy on an Ohio farm, yet his genealogy is mixed. Korea, World War II. He was the highest ranking, a lifer. My father, my uncles, military, generations of military. My siblings related to General Pickett. Military. They should be defending me. They are my brotherhood. Who's been protecting my rights? Nobody. I got some dude in a caboose on F Street that does medium work and covers the ass of these Mexican mafias. Horatio Hornblower is what I call him. Don't really know his name because the county's YC Permia has stated, oh, we don't have surveillancing. There's nobody in a caboose on F Street. Oh, really? Tell that to the caboose. Or maybe if you can find Soul Train amongst the soulless asshole county that collaborates and does seances and cultism to terrorize me with the DAs and social workers and a slew of Masons and their Mexican mafia. Why is any of that okay? But yet, for some reason, all of these fucked up celebrities and SNL get to mock Dave Egoff being Killer Dave's bread and being a part of these cultisms. He's my disability payee and has covered the Campbell Miller Blades, drug pedos connected to the Figueroa Ponce Padillas, Campos, Hernandez Garcia, Zuniga cops related to rapist Ron Herrera, on Davis Megan's Law, oh, that's fine, and Stella raping Sarah Clark. And they cover each other. And they cover my incest child fingers rapist older sister Gina Pickett Prince, whose daughter is firefighter Nicole Herrera, whose aunt is LGBTQ Elaine Pickett, and Mexican Mafia, who abused Nicole. They all abused Nicole, Gina and Elaine and her Mexican Mafia. Totally sexually and otherwise abused Nicole. Nicole don't care, obviously. And now that Bella is almost 19 years old, Nicole's sister, and doesn't even know how to empty garbage nor boil an egg, is a recluse, but yet they've covered them because Nicole. And they've told everybody that I hate LGBTQ. And my manager, Josh Van Meter, illegally kicked me out after I quashed an illegal eviction in 2007 from attorney Hal Wright, that was the attorney of AGT's Butterscotch. I quashed the eviction. They reopened it, case UD 1644, a case that had been closed. I won. They reopened it and illegally evicted me after police brutality for me risking my life for my black ex-boyfriend Brenton Ezekiel James. He's 51. Unless I should call him Brenton Autumn James. I have nothing to do with his family. Do not know his family. Anyways, he's connected to these cops and Nicole's ex-lesbian Amanda Miller, who stole my apartment in 2007 after they illegally evicted me. Here's the theme, that they've all been jealous of me. They were jealous that I dated a raider. They were jealous that I had my own place. They were jealous that I had all of these goals. And so they wanted to be celebrities. They wanted to chase me. They wanted their friends to be on Spotify and do all of this. A lawless team game made from excluding me, using me, and terrorizing me, and re-victimizing me because of their jealousy. Spreading lies about me, making conspiracies against me that have blacklisted me for nearly 20 years. I can't get an attorney or an interview, and I'm an American? That's not a question. If you can't handle somebody being an American, then get the fuck out.